Hi, I'm Alex Archibald. I've been buying and selling antiques since I was a kid. Over the years, generations of our family have gotten involved in the business, and I'll search just about anywhere I can to find hidden treasures both big and small. I never know what I'll turn up next. It's about exploring new places, seeing new sights, and having fun. And even though sometimes I get over my head, we try and make things a little better along the way. This is Curiosity. Hi guys, and welcome back to part 2 of me trying to piece together a classic 1960, what year is it? 62? 62 Jaguar Mark II. Last episode, got the carpets in, did a little bit of work to it, got the car so that it actually runs now. Well, I shouldn't say it runs now because I had to salvage some parts off of this for another project, and I had to reorder them for this car. So it currently doesn't run, but I will get it running by the end of this episode. But more excitingly, my replacement door panels have finally arrived from the UK. I got those from Martin Roby is the website that got those for me. And my seats, which I've been waiting for a while to come back in from the fellow I bought the car from, have arrived. So I've got the seats. We're gonna get those in, we're gonna swap out the door panels, and hopefully by the end of this episode, we'll have a running, driving, moving car. As I say those words out loud, it seems overly optimistic considering I've never driven this car. I've only ever started it, but stranger things have happened. So stay tuned as we do a little work on this Jag Mark II and hopefully turn this classic current lump into a classic driver. Let's go. First order of business, I've got to get the seats inside the car. Now, these have been redone. It was part of the deal when I bought the car that he would finish getting the seats done. I will say it should be leather. This is not leather, it's vinyl, but you know, the price point on these cars, as beautiful and pretty of a car as they are, they're not really worth a whole pile. So if you go crazy with leather and stuff like that on a car like this, you're going to be over your head or underwater, or however you want to say it. So you got to be careful what you spend on it. That said, we are going to get these seats in and then focus on the door panels. So passenger seat should go in first, and then we'll get the drivers in after. Got seats. They're installed. Oh, puffy. My head's a little closer to the ceiling than it probably should be, but they'll squish down in time. Next, I've got to get onto the door panels because I've got the crusty old door panels that are falling apart on there. So I'm going to pull the old ones off and attempt to reinstall, well, I guess not reinstall, but install the new ones. So wish me luck. Why am I replacing the door panels? Well, if you don't remember, they're busted. They're broken. They're nasty, and the color's not right. So a lot of reasons why. I believe these are normally held on by clips, or just pushes in. A lot of door panels in the 60s and onward have little clips like that. Sometimes there's screws that hold the armrest on. Not the case here, they're just part of the door panels. But they are also held in place by these, which looks like it's pin. So you gotta kind of depress that little chrome spring in there and push the pin straight out. Tiny little screwdriver will work. An awl, which is where I have one around here somewhere. That should do as well. Tap with a little hammer. So I'm gonna work on getting the door handles off. And again, I wanna make sure I try and keep all this stuff together so I don't lose any bits and pieces. I'm gonna need it all, but step number 1 is getting these handles off. Well, one door panel clipped in place. You can kind of see these bumps here. I just have to cut a little X right there and right there. That's where the posts for the door handles go. This little bit here is held in place with the wood trim. So when that goes on, that'll hold it all in nicely. But as I'm kind of going through, I'm gonna get all the panels on first. As I'm going through and I'm getting ready, ooh, I almost tripped on my wire there, on my work light. I noticed when I was taking the wood off, because there's a nice piece of wood trim that goes up here. It's in good shape, but it's separating a bit right there. See that? And that's meant to be glued on there nice and tight. So I'm gonna get some white glue on there and clamp it while I'm working, and hopefully that'll be dry and ready to go back on when I'm ready for it. After much work, I now have seats, front and back, and door panels. I gotta fix a wrinkle over there on that side, but they're in, and I have an interior again. What I have to do now is I've got to try and get the car running again, because I did take out the rotor for another project car I was working on. And also, while I'm at it, I bought a new, this is a fuel tank sender unit. Basically tells you how much gas you have in the tank. This is currently not working, so we're gonna try and get that working. And then hopefully in the next few minutes here, I'll be able to drop the car down and see if we can't actually drive this thing for the first time. Get things closed up. Oh, I guess I should do the window up first. Get everything closed up here and then continue on with the mechanical. Lucky for me that Jag made it fairly easy to access. The fuel tank sender unit should be right under this panel, right there. So all I gotta do is undo all those screws. It looks all dirty in there. Gotta be careful when I take that out. Don't drop a bunch of debris into the tank. But that's the old one. No wonder it's not working. It looks pretty nasty, and we're gonna drop a new one in. Well, here goes nothing. The last time this car moved was us pushing it onto this ramp. Now, I'm gonna try and drive it off of it. And I've got seats to sit on too. Big bonus there. They're a little cushy. They will squish down in time, but right now they're a little cushy. Okay. Remember how to be a car. There we go. Well, let's see if she drives. It's moving. First time I've driven this car is right this very second. Definitely has not been on the road in a while, but it's moving and it's steering and it's driving. While it might not be perfect, it's much better. It has an interior, it's got working brakes, and most importantly, it runs and drives, which it didn't do before. So now it is a car again. The brakes felt really good actually as I was driving around. The interior is a little plush, a little plump. Those seats probably need to squish down a little bit. I felt like my knees were a little too close to the steering wheel, but might be some adjustments that can happen there. But I do have a functioning interior. And remember, there was no interior in this car when I got it. I have to do a little adjustment on the door closing there. Gosh, that drives you crazy. You know, you get, there you go. A little oil required there, but look at that. Back together in one piece and looking not terrible in this light, actually. This is probably about the best kind of lighting for this car. It looks pretty good, but all said, I think the effort was worth it. We've got a functioning, running, driving car again, and I did test the headlights work and all that good stuff. So I think it's a driver again. So the car was idling a little bit rough, and I decided to trace back my spark plug wires, and sure enough, 2 of them were in the wrong positions. Cylinder number 2 and 4 were crossed over, which means that thing was not going to run properly. Plus, as I took the air cleaner off to check the wires, notice that one of the spark plugs was actually halfway unthreaded and loose. So I'm just going through right now, and I'm pulling all the plugs and cleaning them. Going to put them back in. We'll see how it runs after. Okay, let's see if that's any better. I'm not even going to touch the gas pedal. Hit the button. Oh yeah, it starts like a dream. Probably needs to run through some of the old gas, but honestly, that's a big improvement already. Well, sure, she's not perfect. There's still a few things left to do, like finding the lights, the dome covers that go on either side for the interior. But it runs, it drives, it stops. Actually, it stops really well. I think the brakes are working great. And the engine sounds decent. A little bit of bit more tweaking and a bit more dusting and cleaning and stuff, and this car will be pretty much ready to go. So a long way from a car that was essentially gutted with bins of assorted missing parts and pieces to now a car that runs and drives and stops and has a decent looking interior. As for me, I'm going to cruise around my yard a little bit, enjoy it, park it, and carry on with the rest of the work. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, enjoyed this two-part series of me bringing this car back to life. And it is kind of satisfying to see a classical car like this basically back together again and running after 14, 15 years off the road. But guys, subscribe for more videos if you like this kind of stuff, if you like the sorts of things I do. I do sometimes car stuff, sometimes it's clearing out houses or storage lockers and whatever else. Kind of just whatever I'm up to in my daily life is what you guys see on camera. But as for me, yeah, car's going back to the garage and I'm going to carry on working. So guys, have a wonderful day. We'll see y'all soon. And as always, bye for now.